Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutny and welcome back in another YouTube chess training video, and today for the second time and for the last time we should learn from Boris Spassky. And for these reasons I have for you 6 interesting chess examples where I will try to give you some good positive chess energy, and I will try to show how it's important to have a chess plan, how it's cool to understand chess positions, and I believe I have for you a really interesting chess lesson. So we are starting with position number 1, and in this position I believe you see that black has a really passive knight on d8. I believe that this knight is passive but still have one really important job, and is to defend this pawn. This pawn looks like to be under fire because white is attacking twice, and this knight needs to stay there for a while because this pawn on c6 of course is important for black. But how to solve this position where we know that good chess player has good pieces and knight on d8 is not great piece, and at the other side we need to defend c6 because this pawn is for black in this position important. I will tell you that it's really difficult to change this pawn formation because if we are playing c5 we are losing d5 square, and this should be a weakness for us. So we don't want to play c5, and maybe we don't want to play d5 because maybe we have another weakness on maybe c5. So for these reasons black need to have this pawn formation and need to solve this position and need to play with this knight. So looks like a really impossible plan or impossible question. But it's not so difficult if you know this example. But what's more important is to have the right feeling that we have to play with all pieces, not only with 2 or 3, but with all pieces. And if we will play this position with this knight from d8, we are really strong chess players. So how to play this position? If we will have a look that this c pawn is on the right square, that means we should defend this c pawn with some of our soldiers which are friendly to our light squares. So I believe that this bishop and this piece should defend for a while this c6 weakness, and then we should win a time when we should improve this knight. So the first move is to go to c7, and if we are going to c7 we are making space for this bishop, and you can see that first job is done. We have 2 defenders on c6, and now it's simple that we don't need to have knight on d8, and we have to think where we wish to see this knight. Of course, just to go only to this square or this square is not enough. We were investing 2 moves, and we believe that this knight should have bigger future than only to go 1 move forward. So now I will ask you, where do you think is the best square for this knight? So show me 1 square where you love to see this knight. And I believe that the best square is on h3. Why? Because if we will have this knight on h3, I believe that this knight will be so dangerous for white that white will take this knight with this really important bishop. If white will use the best piece for exchange, one of our worst piece in his position, at the first signal is that we played a really strong plan, and then white will be really weak on the light squares. So if white will exchange this light squares bishop, there will be a lots of weaknesses around white's king, and altogether it sounds like a really interesting plan. So how to go with this knight to h3. I believe that it's not so difficult. We are playing to a6, we are playing g4, knight to g5, and knight to h3, yes. And that's the plan. Of course, it's very dangerous to believe that our plan it's so simple, and we are able to play all these moves in next 3 or 4 moves. So don't be surprised that maybe it will take longer than 3 moves, and we are playing some chess moves. And now where black went to g4, we understand why. Black is making space for this knight and is not far from move to h3. Okay, now white's attacking one more time on c6, and black is playing c5. It's interesting move. As I told you, on d5 is a weakness, but this knight is too far from d5, so black is not worried about this weakness anymore, and he believes that he's in the right time, on the right plan, and he will be really active if this knight is going to h3. Okay, white believe that this pawn a7 is a weakness, so white is going to attack this pawn, but exactly in this position this is a mistake, because I will show what's happened. Okay, white is going to attack this pawn one more time, and then white is winning a7 pawn, but maybe in this position is white lost. Why white is lost? Because if I will show you what's going on, so maybe you will understand more when you will see these numbers. Black has 6 attacking pieces, so 6 attackers, and white has only 2 defenders. So if you have 6 attackers and only 2 defenders, I believe that you understand that it's already a really strong plan where white will have a really hard time to defend everything around white's king, and it's not important in this position that white has more material, because a7 pawn it's really not so important in this position, because 6 attackers are more than 1 pawn. And okay, now black went to g5, and now he went to h3. As I told you, now is a really hard time for white to make a choice. If white will let this knight to be on h3, this knight will be a really strong piece, and maybe it's a good idea to shoot this knight with this bishop. But at the end, if we are going to exchange this knight, you can see that all these light squares are weak, and this is a really big weakness, and I believe this is a typical position for you. If you will see these weaknesses around your opponent's king, just go there, attack and win, maybe exactly as Boris Spassky. Now the game is making sense, and I believe that you have more feeling that extra material for white it's not so important, because these weaknesses are really so weak and so important. Then now it's simply true that white is maybe lost. Okay, black is playing some improving moves, and he doesn't care that black or white is exchanging some material, because really soon white will be really under big attack, and what will be more interesting that black is attacking with nearly all his army. So you can see that exactly here black doesn't have bad piece, and every black's piece has a job, is important for this position. And black believe that this team of his pieces are the best team in this game, and this team is a winner team. So I love another move, and move knight to d2 is the first signal, or maybe the last signal, that white is lost. If this move is working, that means something is wrong with white. And of course, black has no black is not worried that white will take this knight, because if white will take this knight, is checkmate in two moves, check on f3 and checkmate on g2. So white has no time to attack or to take this knight, but need to do something with this big threat, because this threat is so strong that maybe white has to lose a material. And if white is losing material, if there still black is in attack, if there black is a winner over the light squares, I believe that you agree with me that it's game over, and exactly here white resign. I love this example because from the first moves looks like it's a difficult position for black. It's difficult to imagine that black wish to win this game with so bad knight on d8. And as I show you, this example is interesting, and I believe is inspiration for you, because black was investing two moves, and then he believed that this knight will be so important and will have so big future. So black believed that this knight will win black's game. And this is a really interesting example, and I believe that this is great plan from Boris Spassky, and I believe that it's a great example for us, and it's time to go for another example. And this example is white on move. It's a game since 1979, and looks like black doesn't have weaknesses. And maybe looks like white doesn't have advantage, but black will have weaknesses early soon, and white has advantage. This advantage is the first step is between these two pieces. This e3 bishop, it's much more stronger than knight on c6. So, and we see the first weakness. First weakness is on d6. So, the plan how to improve this bishop, how to say to black that we know that our bishop is much more stronger than his knight, is these two moves. If we are able to go to d6, we are really improving chess player, and we know that this plan is really strong. So to c5 and to d6. Okay, and now looks like black doesn't have any weaknesses, and maybe only white has weakness on a2. But if white will play now a4, and for sure white will play this move, you can see that this pawn maybe will be exchanging for this pawn or this pawn. So white will take away one weakness, and maybe black will take away one pawn. At the end it will be there only one pawn, and it will be the biggest black weakness. And that's the plan if we know that we have to attack black's weaknesses. So a4 move is a really typical move for this position. And I believe you will remember this move, because it looks like white has weakness, but after a4, and when white will take, black will take, we see that b5 is a weakness, and white doesn't have any weakness. He still has strong bishop, he has a strong rook on open a file, and on b5 is a really weak pawn. So now it's simple through that white has advantage, and now it's interesting how Boris Spassky played this position. So he improved this piece. Of course, this c3 pawn was under attack, so I believe that this move to d2 is a simple move, and d4 it's important to have this e5 pawn over there forever, and for this reason white is playing d4. Okay, yes, as I told you, we know that this bishop is much more stronger than knight. For this reason we don't want to exchange this bishop, and still it's a good idea to go back for a while, because we believe that exactly in these positions we believe in our bishop. So move to b4 is making sense. Take, and now it's white on move. And what do you think white will play in this position? So I believe it's time to improve one rook, and this rook should go somewhere. And if you believe that the best square for this rook is where this rook should attack opponent weaknesses, well done, you have the right feeling and you are improving chess player, because the best move in this position is rook to a5, because you are making space for rook to b1 to go to a1, maybe if you wish to see there two rooks, and you are going to attack maybe twice on b5. If this is going to d6 or c5, maybe d6, you are winning b5 weakness. So everything is working, and now it's time to improve the last piece. So in every endgame believe in center and centralization, and this move is not difficult. And now after bishop to c5 we can see that this pawn is really under big fire, and black has only one move to go to b8. And now it's a white on move, and what do you think how white will play this position? Maybe if you are searching for the best plan for white and you are not sure what to play, ask yourself where you have the worst piece and improve this worst piece. So if I will go with you step by step, this bishop is excellent piece. This is okay, maybe it will be improved soon, but it's not the worst. On b1 is attacking and is, I believe, a strong piece, but this rook on a5 is attacking on b5, but it's not making sense to attack twice because black will defend twice. So I believe that in this position this rook is the weakest white piece and need to be improved. So where do you think black has another weakness? Yes, I believe that you see this weakness, and why not to attack this weakness with move to a6. And if you see these moves and if you understand these examples, I believe that everything's making sense and you have the feeling that you are really improving chess players, because these games or these moves are not too far from your chess understanding. And just to go to a6 and to attack weakness on e6 is really making sense. And well done if you have the right feeling that you are improving chess player. Okay, now once again it's time to improve your worst piece, and if you will go step by step, this piece and this I believe are in the right squares. So it's time to improve this piece where we wish to go, and I believe that this plan we should go to e4, f4, g5, maybe h6 and attack on h7, or maybe we are going to f6 and we are going to attack on e6. And that's the plan. Every time ask yourself where you have the worst piece and try to improve this piece. Then everything is so simple, and you are not far from to be chess master. So just go to e4 and you see the plan. We should go to f4, g5, maybe h6 or f6, and that's exactly Boris Spassky played. I believe that these chess are making sense, and after move h6, we see that on g6 it should be maybe new weakness. Maybe we should attack this weakness or maybe not. But in this position, white believe that it's a good move to go to e4. And now he believe that it's a good idea to have these two rooks on open a file. Maybe white will go to a8 and maybe will attack new weakness on h6. Maybe we'll go to g8, f8, f7, h7, and you can see that maybe here are the biggest black weaknesses. So every time you have only two good questions. Ask yourself where you have the worst piece and ask yourself where your opponent has weaknesses. And all together is a really strong idea how to build a plan. So, okay, yes, because Boris Spassky is a great chess player, he found it a really amazing move and he took on e6 pawn, and he believed that these two pawns are much more stronger than rook on a6. Maybe it's time to stop this video and to try to see all forcing moves till end, but maybe it's not so important because if white took on a6, of course, if black will take is check and we will take f5 knight and we will have two strong d4 and e5. I hope you see this strong material. So maybe black took here, but at the end it's lost because we are taking on f5. And what's important, this rook is attacking weakness, this is attacking another weakness, and we have still these two strong pawns. So I believe that in this position is black lost, and it's not big different where white is losing c3 because black is losing on h6. Check, take one rook and is going forward with e pawn. And because this e pawn is only two moves from the victory, I believe that black is lost. And I believe that we saw a really interesting chess example, and in this position black resign. So if I'm coming back for the first move, it looks like white has not advantage, but altogether white has advantage because he has advantage where his bishop is much more stronger than black's knight, and white know that if he's playing with a pawn to a4, is making new weakness, and b5 pawn will be the biggest black weakness. Then will come another plan where white need to improve all his pieces. He need to find every time his worst piece, and altogether this game is not difficult to understand, and I believe that this game was really interesting for our chess education. And I'm coming for another example, and I really believe that you are enjoying this video. So you are white. Once again, this game is coming from 1979, and what do you think white will play in this position? I will give you advice. Ask yourself where black has the biggest weakness. And I believe that you will agree with me that the biggest weakness is on d6. So now it's time how you will add all your pieces for attack, but I'm speaking that you need to put all your pieces and need to be all your pieces attacking on this square, on this weakness. And if you will set up this position, you will win d6 pawn, and at the end you will win this game. So believe that this knight is going to c4, this rook is going to d1, is going to d2, and this is going to d1. and this piece is going to a3, and at the end it will be a really beautiful view that all white pieces are really hungry attacking on d6. And that's something what I like to see, and that's something what is a really strong plan. When you see a weakness, just go there with all your pieces, attack as much as you can, and at the end you are the winner. So the first move is going to attack this piece and of course this weakness. Another move, you can see that now white is attacking 3 times, but looks like it's not enough because black has so many defenders. But now he went to d2, he's going to take care about c2 pawn. Of course, that's a black threat. Now he's going to c4 and it's attacking 4 times. And with the move to d1, you can see that that's amazing. You know, all white pieces are attacking on d6, and you know, black is losing this pawn and together is losing this game. I love exactly this example because this is exactly the chess plan of chess master. Attack with all your forces your opponent's weakness, win this weakness, improve your chess and be a chess master. That's everything's making sense. So thank you very much for material, some exchanging, why not? And still we have a strong army. We have move c4, that means black has no any threats. And with more exchanging, we are taking more material. We have these 3 strong homes, and that means, you know, black is lost without doubt. Maybe black will play some more moves, but if white is careful, is of course winning. So there is no doubt that white will win. Maybe here will take another pawn because it's making sense to take this pawn with check on f6, and he will take rook, and you know, here black resign. What a beautiful game. And everything started here where you spot a bigger weakness. You spot a weakness on d6, and you know that if you will attack this weakness with all your pieces, you are nearly chess master. And maybe this example will help you to improve your chess. Maybe this example will give you chess energy and chess inspiration. And I wish to you to play chess as Boris Spassky because that's a chess beauty. And we are going for another example. Wow, it's black on move, and it's not difficult if you are able to find the best plan for a black. And of course, I believe that you see that black has a really strong h8 bishop. You know, this bishop is a really superstar and it's really the best piece. Now, how to help this bishop to make bigger pressure to white? Because black is on move, and black will win if he will have 2 rooks on b file, and if he will ship this knight somewhere to c4, because then will be a really strong attack to b2, and b2 looks like to be a bigger white weakness. Now we know what to play. Now it's time to watch this game, which is coming from 1983, and Boris Spassky showed how he understands chess. So the first plan is to have 2 rooks on the open b file and put a big pressure to b2 pawn. Okay, it's done. Now we have to make one more bigger pressure, and I believe we are going to a4 or a5 to c4, and at the end you can see that this weakness on b2 is dead weakness, and black is winning without any hard work. And maybe looks for you too difficult or too far from your chess understanding, but don't worry. I believe the best chess lesson is to learn from chess masters and to learn from Boris Spassky is a really good idea. So, okay, knight to c6, bishop to d4, okay, a5, and of course black don't want to exchange queens, because if we are going for attack we are not going for exchanging. And now beautiful move, knight to b4, because we are threat to take on a c3 and then is checkmate on a2. So white took and is lost because white is really under big pressure. And once again, just check this black's army, and it's very difficult to find one bad piece, and all of black pieces are attacking. If they are going to a7, c4 and a8, and you know it's game over for white. Even white has more material, but in this position it's not important material. In this position is important this weakness, and that's game over for white. Immediately after this move, white resign. So what was interesting here, that you know it's important to put a bigger pressure to b2 and to attack with all your pieces. Nearly that's everything what you need to learn from Boris Spassky, and I believe this video will help you to have the right chess feeling. And we are going for another example, and I love this example. It's White on Move. It's a game Spassky Fischer 1992, and I hope you will enjoy this plan. White wish to attack this a6 pawn, but how white will attack this a6 pawn? And it's so simple that white is going somewhere here, and if white is here, is white winning. He will have two bishops and he will be attacking the biggest black weakness, and at the end white is winning. And even black is Bobby Fischer, it was too difficult for him to save this game, and maybe it was the best game for Boris Spassky in this year. So he is going immediately to a5, and what's more to move for this move is attacking. He has two bishops, and you know it's a really simple through that white is winning. Now it's only time to improve these two bishops, and maybe one day you are going somewhere here and will take this pawn. Maybe you are going to improve this piece somewhere here. You are going to attack in this diagonal, and if you are able to win this pawn, of course you are winning. So in these positions it will be difficult for black to find some moves, and at the end maybe black doesn't have moves and white is taking this pawn. And now we have time to go back. It's a really interesting game where you are going forward and then you are going back. So another interesting example how to improve our chess. And at the end we are waiting for the right time to take on a pawn on g6 and going to h7, a8. So maybe the right time is now, and after this move black resign, because it's really hard to stop play white these two moves. And I believe that this example was a really interesting example and was the right example for this video. So I don't know if we are at the end, and no, we have one more example. So what do you think black will play in this position? And when I saw this position at the first time, I thought that black is in difficulties and maybe black is lost. But at the end, no way. White will play f5, h7, and he's winning. So I don't understand why. I don't understand how Boris Spassky found this plan, but I learn from him, and I'm fine that I get this new experience. So knight to e5, of course, is a really good move where you are improving this knight. And now f5, b6, and now you are attacking the biggest white weakness. Maybe from now everything is making sense. You know, black has big weakness on c2, black has big weakness on e4, and move by move black will improve his position, and for white it will be difficult to handle this position with increasing black's activity. So okay, he took on c5 and at the end is lost because white will have more material. Even looks like interesting idea to go for this variation. You know, if black is Boris Spassky, believe me that it's game over. And because we are at the end of this video, I'm going faster because I believe you saw interesting examples. I believe you saw interesting plans, and I do believe that you enjoyed this video. So at the end, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for every like, and if you will follow our YouTube chess channel, it will be for me a really big signal that I did for you good video, and I hope I will see you next time. So we are at the end because we know this example from the first example from this video, and we remember that it was a really interesting example how to improve this position if we will improve this knight. And believe me, if we will improve this knight, we will improve ourselves, because this is a really typical chess position, and it's really important to have the right feeling that we have to have the right army, and that's all. So one more time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time, for your likes, for your follows, and I believe I will see you next time in our YouTube chess channel. Thank you and bye bye.